In this video, we're going to be taking comments from the Drawing Life community in 3 different places. One, the video I posted on June 25th, where I asked you for comments. 2, comments from a previous video that I made, where we talked about the same topic. And 3, opinions from people that I personally asked. And this is the second video in a series of community discussions. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Drawing Life. I am your host, Mr. Sketch, and today we are going to be having a community discussion on the topic, what is the hardest thing about making YouTube videos or being a YouTuber in general? Before we begin, I just want to talk about the second thing I listed before about where I got my comments. In many of my videos, there will be a pinned comment by me where I release a topic that you guys can answer as a trick I use to get more comments. Anyway, in the previous video, I asked the question, what is the hardest thing about being a YouTuber, just generally, randomly, a random topic, and got some answers from there, and we'll have some opinions from a couple different people, and we're going to discuss them today. So I want to thank all the people who commented, and I also had to edit down some of the longer ones. I apologize, but we really can't go through such a long comment. But I want to thank all of you for commenting and giving your opinions on what is the hardest thing about doing YouTube. So let's begin. So before we get started, actually, I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be drawing here today. I actually was going to do something from Project Copic, but this is a tentative page that I'm going to do for Project Copic, so I don't know. Maybe I'll do it for Project Copic, maybe not. This is just a page that I drew some time ago. I actually made this illustration in a YouTube video talking about how to get better at drawing. I might leave the link down below, so if you guys want to go check that out. So we're going to be coloring in this illustration right here, and we're going to be talking about the topic, what is the hardest thing about doing YouTube, and I want to, again, thank everyone who's commented. I always wanted to do these kind of videos, but I never had that many people. Like, when I started YouTube, I watched people like Mark Crilly and whatever, and they would always give, like, these videos where they would, like, I don't know, like, send out a video where they ask you guys for the comments. I always wanted to do that, but that never worked out because I never had anybody comment on my videos, but now I do. So I sent out a video the other week asking you guys for your comments, and I got quite a lot of them. And I want to start with a comment that I see a lot, comes from like 5-6 different people, and that is finding time to make videos. Oh my goodness, this is like a comment that I saw like 5-6 different times, and I guess it is kind of a thing that we struggle with a lot, finding time to make YouTube videos. In fact, it doesn't just apply to YouTube, it applies to life in a way, because finding time to do things is really something that we struggle with a lot. So I would suggest making a schedule, something like this. I make schedules for every single month, and this is the schedule for June 2019. I'm going to just zoom out for a little bit. So this is just a tentative June 2019 schedule that I would do. I'm gonna make a video where I talk about scheduling, but this will definitely help you in scheduling and actually, finding time to make YouTube videos. But even with a schedule, it could be hard to find YouTube videos, time to make YouTube videos, and I certainly struggle with this a lot, because in this July, I am not gonna have any time at all to make YouTube videos, which is why I'm recording this on the 1st of July. I'm not gonna be recording any videos in July. I'm just gonna be using videos that I've shot in the past. But that could be. I'm gonna try to give some advice on all of these. And I think a piece of advice I'm gonna give to this finding time is to record videos beforehand. So anytime that you have some free time, just record a video. Even if you have recorded a video for the week already or whatever, if you're on a consistent streak or anything like that, just record a video so that you can use for the next couple weeks, or whenever you suddenly find out that you're going to need videos. You can just pull a video from that you have actually made in the past, and I think it really helps to have backup videos. I currently don't have a lot of backup videos. I'm just doing this now. But anyways, let's move on. I want to thank. By the way, this is a comment I see a lot, and so I feel like it's just one of the most common things, and I struggle with it as well. I struggle with all of these actually. Just watching, just looking at all these comments, I struggle with most of them. I can relate to most of these, or at one point at one point in my YouTube career I could have been able to relate to these. So anyway, the second comment comes from Colors Creates, or Colors actually, and her comments is getting people to watch it and editing. So that's like basically a two-part. The first part is getting people to watch it, and I think one of the ways that you can get people to watch is to share on social media, share it with your friends. Share it on social media is a really great way to actually get the word out there. But hey, I have a tip for all of you social media people out there. Do not bombard your followers with stories all the time. It's just kind of annoying to see like new post, go and like, or I will curse your YouTube channel or whatever. Just if you have a new video out or whatever, you can do that. But if you have a new post, just don't, because it's kind of annoying. Like, you're gonna see your followers are gonna see your post anyway. But anyway, that's not relevant to what we're talking about. Getting people to watch it. Social media definitely helps a lot. You know what? If I do have a website. I never really talked about this in my YouTube video, but go check it out. It's in the link. The link is below. And I'll talk about the website in another time. But anyway, a website, you can just put all the videos up in a list, and whenever you make a new video, like if you go to my website, you'll see like the latest Drawing Life episode at the bottom of the homepage, and that's just basically how I kind of get kind of reach a wider audience, and that really helps to get people to watch it, and that really helps. So if you guys, I've actually had a lot more traffic going on if I actually use social media and stuff like that. So I think it helps, and I think a lot of you have social media, so I'm sure you'll be able to relate. And I think a lot of you have social media, so and a lot of you do actually spread the word using social media. So Colors, there's a little answer to your thing. But if I'd like to see how you get people to watch it. If there's any other ways of getting people to watch your videos. Comment below. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next part of her comment. Actually, editing is really hard. I struggle with it in the beginning too. Editing, you sometimes forget to save, and then the program crashes and you lose all your work. It's really annoying sometimes, but I actually love editing myself, and I do a lot of editing, and I use this program called Premiere Pro. You guys probably have heard of it. If you watch my vlog channel, I talk about Premiere Pro a lot, so you guys can go check that out. But editing can be a pretty hard and complicated thing. It's a more technical part of doing YouTube videos, but luckily there are thousands of YouTube videos out there teaching you how to edit, how to get better at editing, and it works too. So and I've gotten a lot of good tips from sorry, my mind just blanked out. You know how sometimes your mind blanks out? Anyway, this guy is called This Guy Edits, and I'm gonna leave a link to his channel down below because he is awesome. He has a video called 7 editing tips that are simple and beautiful, and I got a lot from that video, and I'm really I really got really inspired by that video, so you guys can go check that out. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I'm gonna have to start like writing a list on all the things I'm gonna put in the description. People often say they're going to, and then they don't. I think a lot of us do, but sometimes us don't, and it's really annoying sometimes. But anyway, that's also not relevant. Come on, Ian, what are you doing here? Say things that are relevant. Anyway, so editing, learn from the best, learn from the masters, and it can teach you a lot. So I'm gonna move on to the next comment. I have a list here. The next comment, sorry, I'm doing this upside down right here. The next comment comes from Nimtherial. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. His comment, Nimtherial, comes from Nimtherial, and it says, being limited by equipment, and I guess that also means budget, and I'm using construction lights to get decent lighting, a Canon tripod to which I strap my phone to record. So being limited by equipment, you know, sometimes you just gotta invest. I mean, I don't wanna just give a sweeping generalism. You know, like to say, you just gotta invest. Like, you know, I know sometimes you can't afford it, but sometimes the cheap stuff works. And what you're doing right now is very similar to what I'm doing. Actually, sorry, you can't see what I'm drawing here. It's anyway, you use a phone, you use a tripod, you use good lights, and sometimes the cheap stuff works. I'm using my phone right now, and just this lamp I got from IKEA that I'm using, and it gets me some pretty decent stuff. And so don't worry if you're like if like you're being limited by equipment, if you're using cheap stuff. Don't think that you have to use expensive stuff. It's because sometimes it's all about finding about whatever works. And I never had to take a taste of my own medicine or my own teachings. I always say find what works. But just a few, like maybe last year, I found that I was not using what works. I was using what I thought everybody used. So basically what I'm doing in the right now is I'm using Copic markers to color in using with the graphic novel that I'm working on, and I was using Photoshop digital coloring to do this before, and just because I thought it was what every single comic artist do and did, and since they did it, maybe I should probably do that too. But that's not true. Find whatever works for you. So just find whatever works for you, even if it's the cheap stuff. Don't think that you have to get really expensive stuff, because us as young artists, sometimes we don't have a lot of money, and it can really we can really get caught up by, wow, we need to use the same thing PewDiePie uses, we need to use the same thing Jazza uses. I mean, just find whatever works for you and stick with it. Don't go out in there and just think that you have to get a really expensive camera, a really expensive editing program. Free editing programs work too, for crying out loud. Anyway, I'm spending way too much time in these comments. We gotta move on a little bit because this video is gonna get way mad long. But anyway, it comes from Elkion Art. This next comment, it's called, and it says, finding copyright-free music for my backgrounds. The YouTube library ones are really dull and boring, and YouTube channels like NCM, Free Tunes, etc. Most of the time, these tracks don't fit my content and the atmosphere I want to have in the video, so I end up spending a lot of time searching for a background song. So I do spend a lot of time searching for background songs as well. It's really hard to find, especially like if you want free background songs, songs that work for your videos and that you want, as he mentioned, that fit the atmosphere of his video. And sometimes it can be really hard, to be honest. But you know, I struggle with this as well. So but I'm just gonna talk about what I have experienced, and maybe that will help you, Elkion. I use royalty-free sites such as Ben Sound or Purple Planet. They tend to have actually pretty good music. I don't know if it fits the atmosphere of your videos, but there are tons of royalty-free sites out there, and sometimes like music, for example, you will get a copyright claim, which is different from a copyright strike, right? Which means they will not block your video worldwide like they do for some of these. Like if you put a movie clip in your video, you're gonna get in trouble. They're gonna block your video, and that has happened to me on occasion, but I haven't gotten a copyright strike for that. But sometimes they will not block your video. Instead, whatever money that you could be making out of that video, if you have more than 1,000 subscribers and more than 4,000 hours of watch time, if you're monetized, that came out weird. Monetized. If you're monetized, they're not gonna let you monetize that video. All the money that you could be making for that goes to them. But that is a price that you want to make if you want to have really good music. Like I would sacrifice it for some videos. Like I would, like, for some announcement videos or whatever, or special videos. Like my Star Wars video, for example, I had the Star Wars main theme, and that blocked. I wasn't blocked, but it was copyright claimed, which meant that I'm not gonna be able to monetize that video, or the Bob Ross video for that matter. But sometimes you gotta make a sacrifice for some of your videos, but it can be very hard to find royalty-free music and whatever, and I can definitely relate to that. So I'm gonna move on to the next comment. The fifth comment comes from Draw with Evilio, and it says, having the discipline to keep making videos, otherwise known as having trouble with consistency. I added that, by the way. But having the discipline to keep making videos. Some of you have trouble even making videos. She has problems to keep making videos, and I am one of those YouTubers that if I don't make any videos, like right now, basically, I get really I don't know how you would say that. I get like I don't know. I just feel really uncomfortable, and like I should be productive and make YouTube videos, and I know it's a struggle to like to keep on with your consistency, but I do. I don't know if this will help you, but this is just my mindset. I need to keep making YouTube videos because if I want to monetize one day, I'm gonna need to keep getting that watch time, and it also really helps with your watch time if you just keep making videos, because people make because if you make a lot of videos, people are going to keep watching them. But there is such a thing as too many videos, as in like sometimes you may be uploading way too much at a time, and it can get quite annoying for some people. Like your feed is constantly being, and then people will stop watching your videos because it's like, oh well, he uploads all the time. I don't need to watch that one because I can always watch the next one that comes out. So you're gonna get less people to watch your video if you do that. But I think what I used to do for my YouTube videos actually worked out for me, and that's twice a week. That got me quite a lot of watch time and good. And that's just my mindset. I didn't exactly give you an advice on how to actually be more consistent, because I for one also have problems with being consistent in my own way. Maybe we'll discuss that in a future video, but yeah, I'm gonna move on because this video is gonna get really long, as I said. Anyway, the 6th comment I'll take from Mist Lady Arts. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't pronounce a lot of these right. And she says, finding a quiet place to make videos. Ooh, I do admit I have some trouble with that. Like sometimes there will be background noise, but sometimes, you know, I saw a video the other day where I think it was by World in Color. I don't know if she's watching this video, and I don't know if she's watching this, but if she is, she made a video recently where she recorded a video outside. So if you can find a quiet place outside, I don't know if you can. Maybe that sometimes works. I live in New York City. No place in New York City is quiet, so unfortunately I don't get that. But maybe wherever you live there's a quiet park or whatever where you can go to and record videos. And also, you don't need to record voiceover. You know, you can always I mean, if background noise I don't know if that's your problem about like either concentration, or if you like the background noise gets into your video. I don't know, but it may be. And but if you had that problem, make a time-lapse video. I make time-lapse videos a lot more frequently now, more than I don't make these really long talking videos, mostly because I also have the problem of sometimes not getting very I have the problem of getting background noise filtered into my microphone, but yeah, maybe filming outside is a good alternative if making time-lapse videos or whatever. Time-lapse videos, you won't get any background noise into it because it's just all time-lapse music in the background. So maybe, I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next comment, which comes from Eve Harvey Art, and she says, keeping up with everyone's YouTube channels because I sub to everyone who subs to me. That is the kind of person Eve Harvey is, subbing to everyone who subs to her. So keeping up with YouTube channels, I don't know how many subscriptions you have, Eve, but I'm gonna say that you probably have more than like 1,000 or at least like 800, because like you have like 2,000 subscribers right now, and I would find that I mean, my feed will always be like exploding with like videos, and it could get kind of hard to keep up with everybody's. I can see where you're going with this, and I think an answer or a piece of advice that I would have for you is, and I have trouble with this too, because I have this trouble with this particular topic because I also have quite a lot of subscriptions nowadays, and I think one piece of advice that I could give is to not feel compelled. I mean, this is gonna sound really weird, but don't feel compelled to watch everyone's videos. If you can't watch my videos or whoever's videos, don't feel bad about it. We won't mind. We won't be too hard on you or be hard on you at all. In fact, if you don't watch our videos or our recent video or whatever, I mean, just say it in the comments, everybody. We're not gonna be we're not gonna be mad at you if you don't watch our videos, and it's fine. Keeping up with everybody's YouTube channels is I mean, that answer is gonna sound really weird, but it's true. You don't have to keep up with everybody's YouTube channels all the time, and just keep up with the ones that you want to see. And I don't know if that will is a good piece of advice at all. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the last comment, and this is the last one. It's the longest one. It's actually the most interesting, and it is related to art. It's actually related to art. Most of the comments before weren't related to art. They were related to YouTube in general, which this is gonna be an interesting one. And it says, for me, it's definitely finding the balance, managing the time between actually doing my art and spending time to edit, promote, and interact with others. And currently, I'm also trying to find the right paper for me when using colored pencils, so it's a bit of an elimination process and deciding on what to share and what not, depending on what paper works and what doesn't. And that was a long comment, so thank you, Lee Billingham, for putting such thought into your comments. And I'm gonna go back to that schedule thing, because it's finding the right balance, managing the time. You're gonna definitely want to use a calendar, schedule, sort of a thing. And you know what, I would just advise you to, I'm gonna pick up my calendar here again. Just pick one day to record a video, pick one day to draw, pick one day to edit, pick one day to just, all you're gonna do that day is you're going to interact with other people on YouTube. And I think that really helps. I had trouble with that as well. As I said before, I have trouble with a lot of these as that were mentioned. And so I think the schedule thing will really work. And between finding what paper does and what doesn't when using colored pencils, you know what? Bristol paper actually works quite well. So with color pencils, I don't know what type of color pencils you use, but for Prismacolor color pencils, I don't even use those very much. But Bristol paper works really well for it. Just search Strathmore Bristol paper, you should be able to find it. It is a pretty good, nice quality paper, and it will work for a colored pencil. But I can see finding the right tools, finding what you're comfortable with, can also be really hard, and it can be some really time consuming sometimes. And so yeah, I think that brings us to the end of this video. I'm gonna leave you guys with an unfinished drawing because I'm really busy today, and I'm going to just finish up this road right here. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope I didn't give really long pieces of advice. I don't know if this video helped you at all, but it was interesting to see what everyone thought of what is the hardest thing of doing YouTube videos. So without further ado, I want to thank all of you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel, visit my website, follow me on Instagram, do everything that you guys do. That is so awesome. Thank you for commenting, all of you who have, and I'm not going to shout you out, unfortunately. It's be really hard to find all those channels and link it, but anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll be back with another one next time on The Drawing Life. Same time, same place. See you guys.